Hey guys, what is up? Becker here. I just got a new guitar and I felt the need to kind of show it off. So what I'm going to be getting into today is something that's extremely important to you ranking very quickly. In fact, if you master what I'm about to show you in this post, and it's actually broken down extremely simply, I can almost guarantee an increase in rank. Some of this stuff I've learned about on-page SEO the past few weeks when I've been doing my kind of corporate consulting stuff has really just shocked me on just how important on-page SEO can be. So what I'm first going to do is put this up. that was cool, wasn't it? Okay, I'll never do cheesy camera editing like that again, I promise. But what I'm going to do today is basically break down the 5 most important on-page SEO techniques I've learned that will increase your rank, almost guaranteed. And these are 5 tips that you probably have never heard of or have never even applied to your site. This is not just, set your meta tags and make sure your URL is nice and you will rank. This is some really advanced type of on-page SEO that will give you some really badass rankings. So, that being said, let's hop into the post. Actually, I'm going to do everything in PowerPoint and a little cool, neat presentation this time around. So let's hop into the PowerPoint. Okay, guys, we are in the PowerPoint, and what we're going to be getting into again is 5 ways to improve your ranking overnight with on-page SEO. And like I stated before, this is not just some on-page SEO that's been rehashed all over the internet. I'm not going to be telling you basic stuff. I'm going to be telling you some very advanced tips for on-page SEO that you're probably not applying to your site and might have never even heard of before. Before I get into that though, I just want to say this is part of SourceWave Marketing's weekly video courses. SourceWave Marketing is a blog / whatever you want to call it site where myself and my partner Alexander Cass basically throw all of our internet marketing knowledge up for free. Part of this is our weekly videos. Every week we put out videos covering some of our best IM tips or secrets, as you want to call them, whatever you want to call it. And what we do in these videos is put on some very, very lethal internet marketing tips. And it's not just rehashed crap you see all over the internet that everybody else is throwing around. This is stuff that we use personally that you're not going to see anywhere else. So if this interests you, you can get on the updates for this by subscribing to our YouTube channel. And also if you follow us on Twitter, after every video, I go and throw up some very, very lethal tips. Last week, I was giving away untapped keywords on the Twitter. This week, I'm going to be posting some stuff about how you can rank post-penguin with some backlinking that's basically unheard of. So if you're interested in that, follow us on Twitter. Okay, enough SourceWave though. What I want to get into now is our first tip. And this is actually kind of a half tip because this tip right here applies to the whole entire rest of the video. And this is tip 0.05 or whatever, half tip, whatever you want to call it. And this is the law of Google relativity. And basically what this law is about and what it allows us to do is get very, very strong keyword relation while avoiding the over SEO penalty that is very, very hefty in this post-penguin time. What this is basically Google relates keywords to each other, and say if our keyword is teach your dog to sit, Google has a list of keywords that are extremely relative to this keyword, and what happens is when we use these other keywords in our content, meta tags, etc., it makes our page super relative to our main keyword. So, very simply, I'm going to explain this through the rest of the video, but if we want to find our keyword relative words, or words that follow the Google law of relativity, we're going to go into the Google AdWords tool. I'm sure you probably know how to use this by now if you've been in SEO. Just go and type in Google Keyword Tool and type in your main keyword. Our main keyword right now is going to be teach your dog to sit, where I'm actually going to dumb it down to dog training later in the video. But if you type this in, we're getting back to keywords dog training, housebreak your dog, best dog food, dog clicker training. Google finds all these keywords extremely relative, and in the AdWords tool, it shows you exactly what Google thinks about keyword relation. It will literally give you a list of all these keywords it finds super relative. So just keep this law in mind as we go through the rest of this video. Now, the first tip, and I'm going to be going through these tips in basic order of creating your page. The first place we always start at is our meta tags. And what most people do is they'll put something like this. Their title, if their keyword is dog training, will be dog training. The description will be dog training or best dog training or find ways to master dog training. Their keyword will be then dog training, training dog, best dog training, easy dog training, etc. This is very, very bad and just begs Google to slap you in the face and burn your whole entire house down. It's just awful. You don't want to do this. What we want to do is apply the law of Google relativity and also desaturate our titles, description, and keywords a bit. So what we're going to do is first start with our title tag. And what we of course want to do, if you can see my mouse right here, is we want to get our keyword in there, but we don't want to just have our keyword in there. That's just dead obvious. What we want to do is kind of desaturate a little bit. So I put master dog training with clickers. If you remember in the law of Google relativity, dog training with clickers or something was extremely relative. So I bring this in here to make it more relative to the main keyword here. This makes it look far more natural. Then what we want to do in the description is we don't want to slap our main keyword in there, just blah. What you can see right here, I got the keyword dog and I got the keyword training right here, but I really desaturated and made it look much more natural. If we're doing natural SEO, our description is not going to be like, dog training, it's great, click here for dog training. You want it to look natural. So I put the easiest way to get a good dog is to master training with clickers. Again, I wrap it up with that clickers to make it, again, very relative to the main keyword. Then the keyword meta tags, what we're going to do is not put best dog training, I like dog training, my sister does dog training. What we're going to do is put our keyword and then put all the keywords that are very relative. Dog training, clicker training, best dog food, house break your dog. This makes it all very relative and wraps it all up to make it very relative to our main word, dog training. This allows us to have super relative meta tags with no chance of over SEO. That's pretty sweet. Next thing I want to talk about is relativity stuffing. This basically is like back in the day where people used to stuff their keyword on the page hundreds of times. That gets you penalized now. However, now what we're going to do is we're going to get something that has the same positive effect that it used to without the chance of over SEO. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a 500-word article. You can create a 300-word article or 150-word. I just like to stay safe when I'm giving advice, so 500 words will set you up good. Then what we're going to do is we're going to grab the 10 relative words that we found from AdWords. Just go in, type in your keyword, and find 10 relative words that are slightly different from your keyword. An example of that is if our keyword is dog training, we don't want to go and grab best dog training. We want to find something like clicker dog training or how to teach your dog with a clicker, something like that. Then we want to make sure to stuff our article with these words. Throughout the article, we want to grab these 10 words and stuff them in the middle part of the article. This will make our article extremely relative to our main keyword. The result is super relative content to our main keyword with no chance of over SEO, but we're stuffing it with all these super relative words to make Google go, oh, okay, this page is extremely relative to the main keyword. On top of that, we need to do something that I like to call the keyword sandwich. And this is based on how Google reads your pages. When Google reads a page, there are certain places in your content that will make your content much more relative to a search if you place your main keyword there. Here's an example. These places where we want to put our main keyword are at the very start of your content in H1 font. This starts the content off, and this is like the topic. Like when Google reads it, they're going to be like, oh, this page is about dog training. And in the middle of your content, you want to put the keyword again about halfway through the words, and we want to bold and underline it. So Google's going to scan through. It's going to see all these super relative keywords as it's scanning down, and it's going to see the keyword again in bold and underline. So let's go, the topic of this is dog training. Everything in this is super relative to the keyword dog training. Here's the keyword again, bold and underline. Again, this must be about dog training, but it's not, the keyword isn't smashed in there 100 times, so this is super natural looking content. And then we want to put it in the last sentence of the content. Our main keyword in the last sentence of the content, basically. What this results in is Google will look at this and see the most tasty keyword sandwich it's ever seen. At the start of it, we have our main keyword. That's what the content is about. In the middle of the keyword, we have all the stuff that is super relative to the main keyword. This kind of makes it go, okay, main keyword right here, but this content is extremely, extremely relative to what's going on at the top of the sandwich. And then we end it with the main keyword, so it kind of sums it all up. Boom, super relative, and then boom, wraps it up with, okay, so the article started with this, ended with this, it must be about all this, must be about dog training, and now we have all this super relative stuff inside. This makes the article super, super relative with no chance of over SEO. Next thing I want to get into is pictures, and this picture right here always makes me laugh, so I threw it in there. And what we want to do is we don't want to slap our keyword in the pictures every single time. We want to set our alt tags to our pictures to this. We want one picture with the main keyword, and we want to grab two super relative keywords that follow the law of Google relativity. One sec, jumped forward. And we want to go and make the alt tags for our next two pictures that. This is a way to have super relative pictures on your page while avoiding the over SEO penalty. Finally, Google is all about user experience, and it makes no sense for a page that is all about the user not to link to very, very resourceful resources out there, whatever you want to call it. This is pretty simple. All we want to do in our article is find two super authorities and our niche. And then we want to place links in our content to these super authorities. No, this is not going to hurt your ranking. No, this is not going to make it so it's easier for them to rank above you. It makes it so your article looks like it's actually there to help the user. So find two super authorities, whatever you want to link to, dogs.com or dogtraining.com, and place them in your content. That is it. Very, very simple. That is about it. Below in this article, if you're on the SourceWave page, I've placed a cheat sheet link below. This will basically be a cheat sheet that allows you to basically go through each page of your site and will just be boom, boom, boom. This is what you need to do. Here it is. Bam. And you'll be able to download this cheat sheet and easily follow what I've just listed above, because I know you don't want to watch this video every time you design a page. If you have any questions, hit me up in the comments section if you're on the SourceWave page, or if you're watching this from YouTube, just hit me up in the comments on YouTube, or you can sign up for private coaching if you really, really want to get in depth. So like I said before, this is part of SourceWave's weekly videos. If you enjoyed this, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Twitter. I got some really cool stuff that I'm putting on Twitter right now, actually, about post-penguin linking strategies and some very, very other cool stuff. I just actually noticed I spelled effective the wrong way right here. All right, I'm an internet marketer, not an English major. So pretty cool stuff. So again, at the end of this article or video, whatever you want to call it, I've placed some articles you might be interested in. If you click on the video, there's links to an article about how I ranked in 11 hours. I was able to take my website, new website, to the first page of Google in 11 hours post-penguin. You can check out that article. I also have an article about how I made $5 in my first month of offline SEO and how you can do it too. And then finally, I have an article about backlinking that kills the Google Penguin and also avoids the over SEO penalty. All very relative stuff to this video. So I'm going to leave this menu up here for a sec, and I'm happy you guys got the chance to check out this article / video, whatever you want to call it. And hopefully you guys will subscribe, and I will see you next week with some more awesome tips.